So welcome back to the channel. In today's video, providing you an update across the board here, we have Voyager Digital with their potential takeover from Binance being blocked by the SEC, plus an update on liquid staking derivatives and GambleFi coming up for you. We will start here with BTC, and as per usual, like, subscribe, and comment down below. So yesterday we had the FOMC minutes released. This was when Bitcoin had sold off to this kind of region, which is now in hourly bottom range, 23,600. These are the bottom ticks yesterday for BTC. So these are the areas of support now we must really hold here unless we're going to see some severely depreciated prices. And then we have a mid-range, still the pivot 24,500. FOMC, we sold off into that news. The meeting minutes then came out, no real surprises. Almost everyone in favor of 25 basis points raise. A couple of members did argue for 50 basis points, but the majority was 25. So there was no real news, and it was pretty much a nothing burger. Equities finished the day starting to rally, and then BTC as well then popped up from here, 23,600 all the way up to 24,600. So this was the momentum pivot, and there is now on this red line here a CME gap that Eric Crown has pointed out and suggested that today will potentially come down into this region 23.9s, fill the CME gap before potentially then challenging once again towards 24.5 and maybe even breaking towards 25.2, which will open the door for another test into the 25s and potentially into the 26k region. So his analysis from first thing this morning is actually playing out to the T at this moment in time, which is very interesting to see. So the major news today is that the SEC has rejected Binance US's bid to take over Voyager. So this was essentially to buy the Voyager digital assets and give the customers of Voyager a potential way out with some form of offering in terms of they would repay or issue a debt token and slowly over time top up client portfolios and hope to make people whole once again. There was some news last week that Binance were potentially having to pull out of all US based deals due to the fact the SEC is having these clampdowns, and Binance seemed to be in the sights of SEC and Gary Gensler primarily. So the federal and New York regulators object to this billion-dollar deal. They say that Voyager's VGX token is an unlawful and discriminatory illegal security. So the tail of the tape here, a $1.02 billion deal by Binance US to purchase assets of defunct crypto lender Voyager has been opposed by New York and the federal finance regulators, who said in their February 22nd filings the deal could prove discriminatory and unlawful. This comes just a week and a half after the SEC stated that Kraken's offer for crypto staking services for Ethereum are unlawful and those are unregistered securities. Gary Gensler getting his time to shine on video. That is crypto staking, S-T-A-K-E, not S-T-E-A-K.
What does stake have to do with our securities laws? That's S-T-A-K-E, not S-T-E-A-K.
So then in the blue highlights, elements of the proposed Binance US Voyager deal may also infringe the law apparently, given that the plan wants to repay Voyager's former customers, issuing them with either fees or profits from the company to try and top their balances back up. Very similar to what Simon Dixon's proposal has been for Celsius for quite some time. But as you can see here, the SEC don't like it. They're quoted as saying the transactions in crypto assets necessary to effectuate the rebalancing, the redistribution of such assets to account holders may violate the prohibition in Section 5 of the Securities Act 1933, maybe the act needs updating here, against the unregistered offer, sale, or delivery after sale of securities. This deal was also opposed by the New York State. Allegations that Voyager was unlawfully serving customers in that state previously. So Voyager customers had participated from the state of New York, onboarded clients, and thus this was an illegal operation. They didn't have the necessary licenses. It's a violation of New York laws and regulations. And so yet again, you can see that the US customers have been protected by the SEC and Gary Gensler from potentially getting their money back. So these investors really have been through the mill. Initially, they thought they lost everything. Then FTX comes back in, puts together a rescue package. Then, as we know, FTX goes ahead and blows up. In step CZ and Binance to potentially rectify the situation. And now the SEC scuppers that, as they quote this, illegal. Reminds me of the Pineapple Express opening scene.
Okay, Private Miller.
You've been smoking item 9 for 7 minutes and 13 seconds. We're going to ask you several questions.
How do you feel?
Well, sir,
I feel like a slice of butter melting on top of a big old pile of flapjacks.
I've seen enough. Shut it down. Bury the hatch, sell the land, and dispose of him.
This is General Brad. We've reached a final conclusion on item 9. Illegal!
Moving on to topics of LSD nature. Yesterday we pointed out that YFI entering the LSD space is a potential bullish narrative here, with the LSDs about to have their time to shine with the Shanghai upgrade coming very soon. YFI has pumped over 19% since yesterday, which is pretty nice to see we're on the right tracks here. The LSD tokens broadly are doing pretty well today. Bitcoin, of course, a little bit hesitant here, trying to fill that CME gap. But as you can see, Lido up big, 13.5%. RPL, Rocket Pool again, now above $50 once again. That is my major pick for the LSDs. And you can see some of the lower caps across the board there doing pretty well. Staffy, notably, always pumps like crazy as soon as the LSD coins do get a bid. Tim Baker's account here, Sepulchre Chapelle, i.e. the testing ground for the Shanghai upgrade, is taking place on February the 28th, and then the Shanghai upgrade proper on mainnet will be in March. So you can see this narrative starting to pick up yet again, and a bit of bid in the market. So the hot ball of money continues to circulate here for the LSD coins. Then yesterday, after posting decent results for their Q4 earnings, Coinbase has posted something a little bit cryptic here with this little video, 23rd of February 23, and the blue circle icon. Much speculation around this. Are they going to be airdropping a token? Probably very unlikely. They have, of course, coined the stock. But this could potentially, as some people are pointing out, be to do with a layer 2 environment, which would allow more Coinbase decentralized finance activity. They've already partnered with Rocket Pool for ETH staking. Could there be more in the works here? The retweets have come in from Synapse, the L2 and Bridge protocol, and also Link as well. Chainlink have retweeted this. They have CCIP, that is cross-chain interoperability protocol, which means essentially interoperable smart contracts on the blockchain. This could potentially be something or nothing, but we will see later today when the US markets open, I guess, exactly what this means. So if this is big news, I'll probably come back with a video later on this evening, so do stay tuned for that. Let's move on to GambleFi. So Arcadium, the ARC token here, getting a bit of a spotlight. This one has been a real roller coaster to get on, as is typically when you get into these very small market cap coins. They go up, they go down quite horrifically, and you sometimes just have to shut your eyes and hope for the best. This one bottomed around $1.08. It did put in a higher low that was previously 98 cents to $1.08. So a little bit of an upward trajectory there, and it is getting a little bit more social proofing here across the Twitter spaces. So this is Root2Fi, one of the few threaders I really value on crypto Twitter. This guy usually puts together some really jam-packed, data-backed information on projects. So he actually put in his Substack this week the bull case for Arcadium, the ARC token. This was his 5th and final pick here. So I will just read through a little bit of this. Essentially, he's saying Arcadium has emerged as one of the primary GambleFi protocols on Arbitrum, and there's a lot of them popping up at the moment. It's seen as the GMX of casinos, and the team is showing steady and proper development, with new games being released on almost a daily basis. He then references the GLP style, so that is GMX's GLP pool. It's called ALP over on Arcadium, and this protocol currently with the ALP pool is dishing out something like triple-digit USDT rewards. So all the tokens in the ALP, rather than a basket of assets like in GMX, are just USDT. So the ALP pool, meanwhile, has a triple-digit USDT APR. Take note, this is the highest APR stablecoin yield on the entire Arbitrum ecosystem. Arcadium has also had 2 independent audits ongoing. Vital Block has been complete, and Solidity should be done by the end of this week. So this again should help social proof it. People who are maybe a little bit uneasy about the audits being completed, once they're completed, this could be a bullish catalyst for this token. And it says Arcadium is launching its sports betting platform in the coming days. All things considered, Arcadium appears to be in the driver's seat when it comes to the GambleFi narrative. So very interesting to see it being picked up by one of the big and good crypto Twitter accounts here over in the DeFi space. And then if we look at the Arbitrum stablecoin flows, you can see this continued stablecoin inflows here. Still over the last 7 days, the amount of dollars entering this ecosystem is up 12% again. $1.34 billion on Arbitrum. Expectations for an RB token airdrop as well are now really heating up. And so Arbitrum tokens could have yet again more bullish momentum here. That is definitely something to consider. Most chains are down in terms of their stable coins, i.e. people are bridging away from those, but it seems everyone's bridging into Arbitrum. So a bullish bias for Arbitrum based coins. That does seem to still make a lot of sense. So I hope you enjoyed today's update. If you're a Voyager customer and you are upset by today's findings that you're being protected yet again by the SEC, I would love to know your thoughts on this situation down below. And as ever, make sure you subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I will see you again tomorrow. Peace.